you.
Hey guys. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see good.
Otherwise, where are we going? We don't go to hell if we don't get it right.
Good girl with feminine fragrance, Carolina Herrera.
Do you think the same person really would?
It was the moment that shocked the nation.
It's not over. It has just begun.
It happened at the funeral for Whitney Houston's only daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, affectionately called Chrissy by her family. And this is her aunt, marching right over to reporters. What followed was a verbal tirade that was, in a word, jaw-dropping.
I have information. I have evidence. It's not over. It's not over. I'll do an interview and I'll speak it out.
But that was all she had to say until now. In this Inside Edition exclusive, Leolah Brown, the older sister of Whitney's ex-husband, singer Bobby Brown, is revealing what led to her outburst.
Chrissy was surrounded by people that cared nothing, nothing, nothing for her. They didn't care about her, just like they didn't care about Whitney.
It was widely reported that Leolah was thrown out of the service after she launched a verbal attack at Pat Houston, Whitney's sister-in-law, who planned the funeral. There were these reports that Tyler Perry threw you out of the church. Are those reports true?
Not at all.
What happened?
I got up, and when I saw Pat making her way to the podium to speak, I turned and I looked at Pat and I said, Pat, this is wrong. You know you're wrong for this. Whitney will haunt you from the grave.
What was wrong that was going on that you would say that Whitney would haunt you from the grave?
The whole setup of the funeral was just not right to me. There were, Chrissy has a lot of nephews. None of them were on the program to do the pallbearers, but I walked out early because I couldn't stretch it no more.
After the funeral, friends and family members took a party bus to Pat Houston's home outside Atlanta. They chanted Bobby Christina's name when they arrived for what was reportedly a Sweet 16 themed party, something Pat Houston planned because Bobby Christina never had a Sweet 16 of her own. What did you think was Sweet 16 themed funeral?
Of course, it's bizarre. It's crazy. That is the most, at this time, you want to do a 16, Sweet 16? Doesn't make sense to me. You know, much as you take. You have a big tour bus, party bus.
There are disturbing new allegations today about the death of Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina.
I want the world to know that Bobby Christina did not die from the bathtub incident. That's not what killed Bobby Christina.
What killed Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christina was starved to death.
Leolah Brown says new evidence suggests her niece was beaten before she was found in her bathtub.
Somebody wanted her dead.
The autopsy report shows 22-year-old Bobby Christina was undernourished and weighed only 93 pounds. She was also missing 2 teeth. They may have been knocked out. There were other mysterious bruises on her head, arms, and thighs. Leolah Brown says she blames Bobby Christina's boyfriend, Nick Gordon.
This is a young man who swears to God that he loves my niece. But yet you drag her up the steps, you pull her by her hair, you pull her by her hair and you punch her in the face and you knock 2 of her teeth out of her mouth.
On the Dr. Phil show, Nick Gordon denies any wrongdoing. He blames Bobby Christina's father, Bobby Brown, for her abuse of drugs.
Leolah Brown denies reports that she was kicked out of Bobby Christina's funeral on Saturday.
I started speaking and I didn't like that.
As ET previously reported, Leolah, who is Bobby Christina's aunt, was escorted out of the memorial service with the help of Tyler Perry after interrupting Pat Houston as she was walking up to the podium to speak. But according to Leolah,
Hey, Pat, I mean, no, not Pat. Leolah put Pat in her place. I think she could just speak at her daughter Whitney's daughter's funeral. She told her that she got all.
And in my case, I'm similar.
But like I said, y'all, I ain't gonna say anything bad about Pat. I'm just
with 99% humidity.
Mama, right?
The hearse carrying the body of Bobby Christina Brown arrived in New Jersey today.
Guys, it's your girl T, and once again, our favorite auntie is making national news. Bobby Brown's sister and Bobby Christina's auntie. She is back talking to Inside Edition. As you guys all know, months ago, I had did the video about Bobby Christina's funeral and how Leolah Brown interrupted the funeral. She was really mad at Pat Houston and said that Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina would haunt Pat Houston from the grave. So now Leolah is finally sitting down and talking to Inside Edition about her outburst and everything that went down at the funeral. I want you guys to go ahead and check out these 2 clips and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
I believe that somebody killed my niece, just like they killed my mother.
Bobby Christina Brown's aunt Leolah Brown is claiming in an Inside Edition exclusive that she thinks her niece was murdered.
Nick murdered Bobby Christina. When Nick gets arrested, everything will fall like dominoes.
Nick Gordon has never been arrested or charged in connection with Bobby Christina's death, and he has denied any wrongdoing. Bobby was found unresponsive in a bathtub last January and was taken off life support on July 26th.
I believe that there are several people that wanted Bobby Christina dead, but I think the purpose of her death was to gain full access to Whitney Houston's estate.
Watch Inside Edition to see what Leolah says happened in the days before Bobby's death.
See, something is wrong here. Something is very wrong.
Comment that shocked the nation.
It's not over. It has just begun.
It happened at the funeral for Whitney Houston's only daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, affectionately called Prissy by her family. And this is her aunt, marching right over to reporters. What followed was a verbal tirade that was, in a word, jaw-dropping.
I have information. I have evidence. It's not over. It's not over. I'll be doing interviews and I'll be speaking out.
But that was all she had to say until now. In this Inside Edition exclusive, Leolah Brown, the older sister of Whitney's ex-husband, singer Bobby Brown, is revealing what led to her outburst.
Person was surrounded by people that cared nothing for her. They didn't care about her, just like they didn't care about Whitney.
It was widely reported that Leolah was thrown out of the service after she launched a verbal attack at Pat Houston, Whitney's sister-in-law, who planned the funeral. There were these reports that Tyler Perry threw you out of the church. Are those reports true? Not at all. What happened?
I got up, and when I saw Pat making her way to the podium to speak, I turned and I looked at Pat and I said, Pat, this is wrong. You know you're wrong for this. Whitney will haunt you from the grave.
What was wrong that was going on that you would say that Whitney would haunt you from the grave?
The whole setup of the funeral was just not right to me. There were, Christine has a lot of nephews. None of them were on the program to be the pallbearers, but I walked out really early because I couldn't sit there no longer.
After the funeral, friends and family members took a party bus to Pat Houston's home outside Atlanta. They chanted Bobby Christina's name when they arrived for what was reportedly a Sweet 16 themed party, something Pat Houston planned because Bobby Christina never had a Sweet 16 of her own. What did you think of a Sweet 16 themed funeral?
Of course, it's bizarre. It's crazy. That is the most, at this time, you want to do a 16, Sweet 16? Doesn't make sense to me. You know, a precious life was taken. And you have a big tour bus, party bus, in front of your house.
Everybody okay?
For 5 months, Bobby Christina was on life support. The nation wondered what was going on.
You walk into her hospital room, and what did you see? I looked at Bobby Chris, and she was just lying there. You know, the machine was breathing for her, and she was just lying there, helpless. I walked in shock, like, what happened?
Then came published reports that an unidentified family member had taken a photo of Bobby Christina as she lay dying and sold it to a tabloid magazine.
Did you take that photograph? Hell no.
Like the rest of us, Leolah Brown can't get over how Whitney Houston's life came to such an end. Now Whitney's only child is gone too.
At some point, we have to wake up and realize that this thing is just too close, too similar.
Just trying to make more last thoughts. Stuff on here, and I'm trying to vacuum in the next few days. Well, right now, since today is just Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna be at school, and like I said, I will be doing live YouTube episodes every day around 4 p.m. But, we'll mainly discuss my book, which is me and Miss Leolah Brown's book. It's called My Sister's Keeper, and like I said, I only have one copy that made of it so far, but I am going to make copies at some point. Soon we'll be back to the book. But like I said, whoever wants to buy the first copy is $20. Because what I'm trying to do is now, like each copy I sell, the price will go $5. So that means it'll be $25. Then I'm not going to make the book no more than $30. Because that's just too much. It's only a 10-page book.
I have lots of monthly subscriptions, streaming, music, news sites. Then I went to Experian. Now I can see them in one place. You know what we call.
Why is this happening to me?
Don't be embarrassed. It happens to a lot of people. Here, this is how you get your
I hit my like button. Who's there?
I just hit the like button, y'all. Thanks for hitting the like button, guys.
That's where you can like button as you come in, guys. Hey, Dion. Hey, Glanta, what is that?
I'm just trying to make sure y'all can see good.
Gina Foodie. Hey, guys. Man, I got something I really want to talk to you all about. I just put it on my heart. Let's get some more people to come in. 25 people in. I don't see 13 likes. Come on, guys, get the likes up, please. And thank you all for coming in. Thank you all so much. Because you could be doing something else. So I appreciate all that. Very grateful. Hey, Gina. Jojo. Atlanta home. Hi, beautiful. Hey, Lashonda. Hey, Corey. Hey, Kynan. Shining or Kynan. Ladiva. Christopher. Christopher Michael. Is that my baby? Christopher
Michael. Hey, Sunshine, hey, Diva, hey, Harriet Taylor, LG. Yes, my phone is working, dear.
Yes.
Praise you too much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, my phone's actually charging. I'm using it either.
And Jojo said, ever since you come into my from this, you help me myself and even be more grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Julian Weeks. Is that your name, Jojo? Hmm. Atlanta Home said I moved to South Carolina from Atlanta. I now going and release later. Click the like button, guys, as you come in. Please click the like button for me. Thank you. It's been like, hey, Mike. Mike said I was online today and saw this heritage site. They had all of these Whitney awards on it as well. And so that's really that's sad. That is
What
so-
what are they doing with her passport?
What are you doing with school? They're gonna try to get money for you.
Trying to sell it.
Stop with selling items. You understand? Because I'm not materialist. I have a lot of items that Bobby
And Whitney gave me
and I plan on doing something positive.
even yoga.
You know, holding a fundraiser.
It's like I
To
said,
do
me and
something positive
Leolah
with the
have
money. You understand? Because you can't take
a
stuff
chat
for
over
free.
Instagram.
So don't be wrong when I say something. There's nothing wrong with selling stuff because Whitney's gone.
Right.
You can't carry stuff to your grave with you. You cannot. But it's the principle and it's the motive, of people. You understand? So I don't know. We all know what's happened with Whitney Houston State.
We all know what's happening
Never
with
been
her
about
estate.
scientists on stage. We know what they're doing. They're all out for that money. But my God, they're doing a lot. They don't do much.
The one too
Hey
much.
Jennifer. Hey Sanaya. See who else is not here. Put God first always. Hey, my beautiful baby. Hey guys. I'm gonna start to 4 times. Come on, 33 likes. Come on, hit the like button. I've been going through so much these last couple of days. First of all, I had nothing like me yesterday, but I didn't mention it because and it's okay. I was just dealing with it. My cousin Mac, my boss, was just up and passed away. So I was busy yesterday doing that. And I was on the phone with my cousin and stuff. And this is what I want to tell you about keep this too short. You got family members that you ain't heard
Please
from
keep contact.
Call
Call them. Call them.
my, tell them that you love them.
Tell them you love them.
Because we don't know. We're here today and gone tomorrow. And we cannot, take life for granted.
Don't take it.
No,
Please.
God is sparing us. You woke up today, that means your life was spared. Do the right thing. Nothing. 52 people on, please hit the like button. I wanted to talk to you guys about something because this is very important. And God put this on my heart. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this about my life today because it's crazy. First of all, my granddaughter comes home and tells me some stuff happened at her school.
At her school.
I'm pissed off there. I want to go up there to the school. And it's just the things that people do. People are the signs. And I'm talking to mothers, guys, that have children. There are teachers designed to feel our children with school. They're designed, they did that, this kind of called severe figures, I think. You have those teachers that try to kill your children's spirit. Like, for instance, I put my son Kelsey through Morehouse, him and my niece, my sister's child, Cherie. I put them both through Morehouse and had science and math program. And my son's grown now, but this is back when I put him in the program. And he was like top of his class, seriously. being taught in his class. He is so smart, still is to this day. The Tuskegee Airmen, one of them flew in just to talk to my son. And they asked me to leave in my son. And they want my son to um go to politics. They want to take it. They have to fly planes. And they wanted him bad. But my son said, no, we didn't want to do it. And I didn't know why he didn't want to do this. For many years, they bothered him. I said, Pastor, you had a chance to really do something great. Tuskegee Airmen came and they said, look, you don't have to do nothing. We'll pay for everything. And my son didn't leave. And so my son told me later that the teacher, I want y'all to hear me good. The teacher told him they were getting him, getting into his ear when I wasn't around. Can you all hear me? They were getting to my son when I wasn't around, trying to can you all hear me now? Is that better? Can somebody tell me if that's better? Okay, it's better. So this teacher got to my son's ear and told him that it would be too hard for him, it would be too much work. We didn't want to do it. Yeah, spirit kids. They will get into our children's head about their education. They don't want our children to pass, they want them to fail. I don't care how much a teacher smiles in your face when you come up to your children's school. Don't trust people. Do not. Pay attention to your children's teachers. Yes, because I got to deal with my granddaughters. Well, actually, it ain't the teacher. It's vice president, not vice. Anyway, I don't even need to say it. I just need to walk through the scene. But America's plastic makers are investing billions in new technologies in creating plastic products that are more recyclable, durable, and dependable for a better tomorrow. Anyway, you guys, be careful wherever you have children and put God first always. I know you have children. Always focus, pay attention to their teachers because teachers are paying, especially if they don't have our skin color. They are paying. Yes, they are. I'm not saying all, but some of them. That's them I'm saying this. We have a system that is designed to bring us down. So teachers they are taught to kill our children's spirits. Seriously. And when our children are hey guys, this is Leolah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to me. I want to first thank everybody for all of your kind and on following me and really, really supporting me. Thank you all so very much. And I also thank you guys for being patient with me because we always doing a lot. I'm working every day. I'm working and I'm getting team of people to come with me and help me. I got some new people on board that are helping me. I really need help. Gosh, remember this time. I know you guys want to hear about that's what this is about. The Whitney Houston how that's done. I have to be honest. I don't want to lie to you. I haven't really seen the whole thing. Okay, a friend of mine, brother, call my brother, that came to pick me up, and we went to the actual driver to see it. And so we were looking at something else, and because we got there late and couldn't see the Whitney Houston, so we looked at it this other movie. And then, like maybe the last few minutes, I can see The Whitney Houston movie on the other side, and I said, you know what? I kept looking over there, and I'm so mad that we were not on time to see this, and I really wanted to see it because I wanted to see it so that I'm able to come and talk to you guys. Dear God, I just please to please.
God, my son.
Hardee's double deals packed double with sharper beef and melted cheese.
Because I always want to be kind when I speak about people, and I have to be careful with what I say. I can't speak as if I'm always gossiping in the middle. You know, lashing out at people.
That is upset.
Because it's upset.
I forgave you.
Or I forgave brothers and sisters mine that have done this to me, Bobby Christine and Bobby Jr. But at the same time, we all must repent from what we do when we do things in this world. We have to repent. You know, there's a time for everything God gives us, but when we keep continuing to do things, you know, that's a problem there with God. You understand? So, you know, we have to be careful. We have to be very careful. I'm saying this because I'm saying this to myself too. But I'm saying this because the people that have done this to Whitney, I do not believe have repented because they're still out there doing things. So they can't be remorseful. You understand? But we're gonna talk. First of all, we know that the whole thing, everybody's doing this for money. Money. That's it. Money. Nothing else. That's it. Don't you want you're gonna use your head. I am the only real person out there fighting for Whitney. Out of all the people that say they love Whitney Houston, and then out of all the people that are her family, her loved ones, they know that I'm speaking the truth. Ain't nobody trying to fight like me. You understand? But at the same time, a lot of people, somebody said earlier, I was reading something and it said, oh, on my Facebook page, they say, Janet does not fear God. And I think she does either. Because when you fear God, you can't be charitable on things that you do. We're not perfect, but you're mindful of things that you do. You understand? And it's hard for me because as a person and a peacemaker, I have to sit here, I have to stand and talk about my people, the ones that I believe and did this to it. Okay? And we all know that it's others involved. I know a lot of people say Clive Davis, but I keep hearing a lot of people saying that, yes. And I understand that. But when I speak, when I talk, I can't be when I'm in the say Clive. I can't come out here and point fingers at Clive and those at the top that uh probably involved. But because I don't have evidence on Clive, I don't. And I don't care who says what. I don't have any evidence on Clive Davis doing anything to me. I do have evidence of others. Okay? And I mean, you know, let's keep this real. A devil is going to be a devil. It's written in our books about what this white man that is in power, okay, is going to do to us and has done to us. See, I am not concerned about them because they did what they did. They're getting their eggs for coming here and doing what they're doing to us. My aim is my people. I'm trying to wake us up to tell us not to do this to each other. Don't take no bribe. Don't let money be so important to you that you would kill your brothers and sisters. That's what's important to me. That is what Leolah is about. That's what my fight is about. To save my people. Okay? So don't think that I'm just out here scared to say Clyde's name or something like that. No, that's not what I am. I don't fear anybody. But at the same time, I mean, I can't sit up and talk about people and my book really is about everything that happened to Whitney, the evidence that I have, what Whitney told me out of her own mouth. See, I'm not coming with just a little book, just talking. I'm coming with evidence too. When I tell you all, the cat used to kill Killed. My niece, Bonnie Christina. That is true. She is the one that murdered Christina. Okay? First of all, how did she get power of attorney over Whitney's estate or how was she able to be put in a position to claim 50% guardianship over Bonnie Christina as her father? When a child's parents are gone and Chrissy's parents were gone, Bobby was still here. Why did Pat stand up and fight? The state to be over that with my brother Bobby, fighting against him to be over this. So it's a state. At the time, Mother Christina was in the hospital. It was conspiring, trying to get control over that estate. They would hire attorneys and everything. They wanted the estate. If you want to be looking at it, we had to get those not that's sure.
So I went to Experian. They actually helped lower my monthly bills. Phone, internet.
Whitney's aunt called me and said, "Rita, you are the only one that is supposed to hear about your business state. And the only reason I didn't fight with my brother, because I didn't want to do that to him at that time. He was mourning his daughter. He had just lost Whitney. I didn't want to be in the media fighting against my brother for his daughter that he brought into the world. Money don't matter to me. And I begged my brother. I said, I'll just keep saying, I'll stand down, put your saber, make sure. Because at that time, she was so upset that Bobby was spending every dime of his own money to save his daughter. Yes. Most of that money did come out of his estate and pay for Chrissy's hospital bills. Bobby Brown was paying for that with his own money. Bobby said, I don't care what it costs. I'm going to save my daughter. But Pat wanted her dead. Why are you wasting money to save her? How dare you? What if your daughter, Pat, was in the hospital? What did you do to save her? Hmm? Okay? And there was no blood for Chrissy. No. There was no blood being pulled. Honey Christina was looking at everybody just like I'm looking at you. Yes. She was wide awake. She had come through that coma, making progress, trying to come home. Okay, that's why I'm so upset even to this day. Because my niece struggled hard to live. She wanted to live. Yes. Anyways, okay, the movie. We all know that was a big lie. First of all, let me tell y'all something. Like I said, when I saw the screen, I said, look, pull this car around me. I want to see the last little bit of this. But I'm going back. I'm going to go to the movies probably in another few days. I'm going to go to the movies and see the full thing. But when I came in, it was right before, there was something about Robin and Bobby. Like, it ain't even Robin and Bob Harvey, y'all. No, I don't believe in none of that. My brother, Brian, did not act like that, first of all. No. I knew Pat was going to try to make Ron look bad. You know, they always try to make Ron Brown look bad because he is a real good man, okay? He was, and they didn't like that. Okay, and I'm talking about that in my book because the real reason why they killed Whitney, really, they murdered Whitney.
Chrissy, the day before.
Right. They were trying to get Chrissy the day before. I talked about that, how she was found in the bathtub.
Right. That is Chrissy. For instance, one, C. Nice, who's been nothing but loyal to everybody in this family, who's been in this family for 20 plus years.
Right.
He was fired due to having a relationship with me and was told he couldn't even be around no more or a damn person. For whatever reason, but he was fired due to, just the relationship that he had with our family. But she never came in between nothing. He was always loving support with him.
Right.
And really, the people you fired the wrong.
Right, the wrong people, right.
You got people around who smile in your face, but really talk behind your back. People like Marsha and so on.
Right, and some of the things that I've heard, I didn't know she did it initially. I didn't. I had no idea.
to like heard all the things that she said. And I want to say this to my brother. If my brother's looking, because these are the, and I'm sure Marsha's gonna say she didn't say anything, but Bobby, she's reporting everything that Alicia said. Come on, I want you to go open a bank account over here real quick. And she said, she called Alicia
Alicia,
all
all kinds of
about
needs.
chasing, being with and everything. She was saying that you jumped up and went open up a bank account at Alicia's command, and this is in Detroit. So we don't know this stuff. You know, we weren't there. So of course, Marsha, and I'm sure if you all know this incident, you know it's real. But she talked about how Alicia came in very disrespectful and had you jump up and run to the bank.
They saying you have no sound over here. Can y'all hear me over here?
Oh, okay.
I have no sound.
Yeah, they said no sound. See, okay.
And she be saying,
See messages.
No sound. Okay, hold on.
Y'all hear? I like it. Hear.
One second. I'll see off Wi-Fi. One second. Wow.
What's up, that's what we family?
Hang
Y'all have
on.
any questions? Still find me crossing this place.
Hang on. They blocking the video. I hear you now. You hear me now? Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. I'm gonna do my other video inside. Right. So that's what it was to me. Wow, I wonder why. We got strong Wi-Fi. You can hear me? Yeah, that's probably somebody trying to cut us out. Okay, so yeah, but we're trying to let my brother know, because right now I'm trying to save my brother's life. He got too many people around him that are not real. And I don't know what's going on. There's a lot going on. People are being fired by his wife, and I want to make sure my brother is safe, because in my mind, I am thinking that the people are trying to they're being fired so that Alicia, his wife, has control over everything. And the fact that there's nobody, there won't be anybody else around Bob. See, that's my thing. And I don't want that for my brother.
I don't want that.
So there's a lot of stuff that we have on this Marsha. And
Herbie.
Herbie is another person that is around my brother. And he actually brought my brother before when my mother was alive. And never did a day in his life in jail. And he's a when I say a snake, a snake. He's supposed to be our stepbrother, but he doesn't even speak to anybody in this family for no reason at all. Nobody's done anything to him. He just wants to be around Bob. So there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. My mother always told us, be careful of him because he's very angry and he's plotting something against this baby. And I can see it. I don't trust Herbie or his sister Marsha. And I don't even know why her name is Brown. Why she calls herself a Brown. I have no idea. I don't know. But we're gonna get to but I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from what I'm doing. Because my thing is, there's a whole lot of other stuff that I got to do other than stopping to do this. This right here, I got a lot that I'm focusing on with Whitney and Ray J and all of them. But this is something that my nephew brought to my attention. It's very important. Very important. I'm gonna let him finish. Go ahead, Shane. About how they you know, I don't know. The firing and the plotting and all that stuff. Because it seems like that they moving fast.
As far as with the firing, they got fired. But then, so certain people, they was in town recently a few days ago. But then, so certain people who's with the staff,
Thank you, Melanie.
don't let the family go be in town. Keep the Brown family away. While they was fighting. You know what I'm saying? They sent T nice and crazy message. They actually got rid of the security and hired
I'm sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get comfortable.
Oh, but somebody said, please go get the authorities. I want to talk to you all about that because I heard that Cat and Gary did a tape. Did you guys see that? You all see the tape that Cat and Gary did? And they said, well, Gary just said, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. I was reading this. Gary made a statement and said that he has bad taste in his mouth, but no weapon formed against him shall prosper. Okay. And then Pat got on there and said,
Well, if you have information,
well,
go
if
to
you
the-
got
go to the
information,
authorities.
why don't you go to the authorities?
you know I've been to
Other
the
than doing a
authorities.
book. Oh, really? Is that all you all got to say after 10 years? 10 years. I've been out here speaking about you all. What's making you all come forward now? You know very well that I've been to the authorities. I flew into Los Angeles multiple times. And I've been here in Atlanta multiple times with those in authority over Bobby Christine. But you all know it. And you know what the real deal is? That the authorities are paid off. And you all know that, Dad. And that's why you came out with that statement. You came out with that statement. Oh, why don't you take it to the authorities? Because you know after 10 years, see, that's why I said I don't expect to ever get justice. But you and I both know that the authorities are no. I've been to the authorities. Nothing's being done. But that's okay because everybody got their time. Everybody. Like I said, God sees everything. He does. I've been to the authorities and flew out on my own dime
To Los Angeles.
to Los Angeles more than 3 times. Okay? For witness alone. So don't say that I need to go to the authorities. I have done that. Okay, the authorities aren't doing anything.
That's why.
And I know the time it is.
What happened to little Bobby? Did that come out?
Right, we got the true story about Bobby, that coming out, everything. What's going on?
That too, man.
But we can't stop it. Yeah, you pay plenty of people off. You pay people off to do what you're doing. But Whitney's a state. Whitney's a state. You don't want you nowhere near her estate. You know that. But you're paying people off to be over that estate. And who gave you 50% over my niece's life? What store is this? You click a website to send and then chose you to put Chrissy down to death. Besides her, it voted against her dad, her father. Did that, Cat? Yeah, see, y'all think the slick getting in the media saying that. Go to the authorities. That's your comeback, huh? Okay. All right. I'm gonna remain humble and let God, Allah, do what He has to do with you all. You all are so arrogant. So arrogant. That was so ugly. Go to the authorities, and you know I heard that.
You know that. They said
No, I
Christine was dead. Bobby Christine was not dead when they said she was dead.
Right.
If you look at the coroner report, coroner said Bobby Christine was warm from the core.
Yes, she was.
She had saliva on her lips. She
Yeah.
licked her lips. She was warm.
When they pronounced her dead.
When he pulled her out of the refrigerator,
Yeah.
she couldn't have been dead when they said she was dead.
She wasn't even dead.
They said she was dead. Whatever authorities that were there were paid off. And they put Christina right into that refrigerating unit. Christina was not there. So we'll see. Those are the authorities.
Here, Russian heard it just, oh my God. My poor brother Bobby. My poor brother Bobby.
That's not being
Yeah,
said.
you think you're not going to be checked by God for that? By just killing my niece like that? Okay, you don't think nothing's gonna happen to you, huh? Okay, we don't serve that kind of God. A lot was coming for you because that was dirty. That was so dirty. You ought to kill my niece, and you know nothing was wrong. Bobby Christine was fine. She was getting better and doing wonderful, and getting ready to come home. And you knew that, and you all didn't want her to come. So you gonna stand up and say you're gonna vote and kill her, put her to sleep. And Bobby was screaming and crying, saying, "No, please don't do this to my daughter. Let Dr. Jolly give her the rest of this herb to do this." her brain is coming back 100%. She was already up every day looking at everybody. She knew when you came in the room because she said she didn't want you in there. But you didn't like that. Dr. Jolly told us he was in the room one day and Bobby Christina was screaming so loud she wanted you out of that room. You knew Bobby Christina was coming. And now you're trying to sell a perfume of Whitney's. But you know, and I want this world to think Whitney Houston would never do this. Whitney didn't do this all the years that she was singing. Whitney didn't sell perfume. All this stuff, this reality show after Whitney dies, and that is doing all the stuff to make money off of Whitney's name. Don't you all buy that stuff. Don't do it. If you love Whitney Houston,
You will not buy that perfume.
buy that perfume for one. If you love Whitney Houston, you won't buy that perfume. No, because Whitney would not condone that.
She would not
No. You would not go anywhere near anything Pat is doing. That's only you who love Whitney. Those of you who don't care, go ahead.
Go back. That's you. This is about
This
my
is
book.
sad though. This is a sad case.
Sad case.
That you all are out here doing this to my sister Whitney in her name. Can't you all do something for yourselves? Something without her name? You have to sell everything of hers and just profit off of everything of hers. Are you serious? Wow. Greed. Greed. But it's okay. It's all right. The world will know that Whitney did not die like you all are saying.
She did not die.
No.
She said she shot.
No. Yes. It was a setup.
It's a setup.
Yes. Mm-mm. And another thing, I might as well. Do you have something else to say? Anybody want to say anything? I might as well go ahead and do the Stacey Francis. I might as well tell everybody about. I know some of you all seen my video on breaking it down part 1, and I said I was going to come back with part 2 about Stacey Francis. But yeah, that is exactly what Stacey Francis and Ray J did. They plotted. They made up that lie about Stacey made up that lie, and I'm wondering if it came from Ray J. Because why would you put Ray J's name in? Omarosa clearly said that she stood right there and watched the whole thing. Stacey Francis, you took your hand and squeezed Whitney's breast walking by her, and Whitney told you, "Don't you ever do that again." That had nothing to do with Ray J. But you got on Dr. True to tell the world that, oh, that was me and Whitney fighting because of Ray J. See, I'm wondering what is so important for Ray J to want to say that, because you can't tell me that Ray J don't have nothing to do with it. Because he has something to do with the he plotted on Bobby Christina.
And we.
Oh yes, he did. He has something to do with the demise of Whitney. Nick Gordon,
of course.
Nick was there every time. Ray J was there with Whitney. Pat and Gary was there every time. Everybody that was there with Bobby Christina, Pat and Gary placed up there. So this is what connects all of you all. All you all were plotting against my sister in that hotel, that Beverly Hilton that day. All of you all together. And that's why he wasn't answering your phones. Y'all was running around that hotel. Whitney was calling everybody to find out what the hell was going on. Where were you all at?
Chrissy the day before.
Right. They were trying to get Chrissy the day before. I talked about that, how she was found in the bathtub. And another thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to let this be a bombshell. Please tell me that all of you all can hear me right now. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Yes, okay. All right. Now this is a bombshell too. Ray J. Also, we added you to our new Spectrum mobile plan, okay?
Good. He's not gonna be gone. At Spectrum Mobile, you get more with.
This is what I got on me, brother. You forced my niece to take a pill. You begged her to take this pill. When she was crying about her mother, you said, Chrissy, take this pill. She said, why do you want me to take this pill, Reggie? I don't take pills. I don't want the pill. And you said, take it. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to calm you down and help you, take your mother's death a little bit better. This is right when Whitney's body was
You
found
just
at
found-
the and Ray J. My niece went into, first of all, she got hot.
She got hot.
She got real hot and said, Ray J, what did you give me? And she went into a
Twice
coma.
coma.
So I don't know what you
She
tried
went
to
into
give
a
her niece,
seizure coma.
but you tried to give her something. And it threw her into a coma, you all. And that picture that you all see
See
in
her on the
of
gurney?
Barbie Christina laying on that gurney, being pushed, and going to the hospital, that was because Ray J had given her that pill and told her that it would be okay, but it was something that didn't agree with her body and caused her to have a seizure. And Reggie, I think he was trying to kill her. And I also think that you did something. You spiked her food, and this is what I believe. And I don't care what you say. I believe you spiked Bobby Christina's food and drink along with Nick. I believe that you tried to spike Whitney, and you tried to give her something that made her hot too. That's what made her wet. The day that she stood in front of Brandy and Tony. And she said, I'm wet again. When they said she's wet, you gave Whitney something too. She handed Brandy something. That was a note for you. Because I believe Whitney found out at that time you had said something to her too. And it made Whitney feel hot. Are you all following me? Do I make sense? Yes. So Ray JC, you got a lot of stuff with you. You may be responsible for my niece, Bobby Christine, from the beginning. Because somebody spiked Chrissy's food and drink. But she wound it up in that bathtub and did not know. And woke up butt naked with everybody standing over her, not even trying to help her out the bathtub. Okay. Did you give her something, Ray J? Did you give her something? Uh-huh. And did you spike Whitney's drinking food too? And then run out the hotel or run out the room or whatever, and Whitney was looking for you? You didn't answer the phone? So she walked up on Brandy and Monica and gave Brandy that note and said, tell your brother that I got him. I know what he's trying to do. Yeah. See, this is what I think.
This is what I think.
But it's a lot more to this. So much more to this. But Ray J, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you did that. I know you did that to my niece. There's no doubt in my mind you did that to my niece. We have 150% proof that you did that to Chrissy. Yeah, you did that to Chrissy. Everybody already knows, Ray J. Okay, the world didn't know that. But you gave my niece that. That's what threw her into having a seizure. What were you trying to do, Ray J? Kill my niece? Because it's clear that everybody was trying to take Bobby Christina out first. Then they wanted Whitney to find her, and then they was going to do her second. I know the game. I know what you are trying to say. I think she killed herself because she was going through so much and she saw Chris. But it didn't turn out that way. It didn't turn out that way. Yeah. See, y'all didn't know I knew that, huh? Oh, yeah. There were people there. There were people right there with you all reporting what you were doing. So you can't run and hide. And then y'all went and got Brandy Burnside and her mother. Knowing Brandy Burnside was not Whitney's goddaughter, you all. No, Whitney did not want anything to do with that girl.
Hey guys, listen. I was kind of pissed off at the girl. I have been working all day and I sit down to relax. And then I see somebody sends me something about Robin Crawford saying something bad about my brother Bobby in an interview. Let me say this, because I am tired. I am so tired of people bashing my brother. For real. Now let me tell you all something that you don't know. Okay, because this has to stop. People have to stop. Don't nobody know what happened to Whitney and Eddie Murphy. I do. I talked to Whitney, okay, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Since everybody wants to talk, y'all want to bash my brother Bobby. Okay, because see, Bobby, the one thing about Bobby, he's a respectful person. He's not going to get out here and say nothing bad about nobody. Excuse me. But I'm his sister, and I'm his elder sister. Okay? And I'm tired of all bashing my brother. For real. Gotta stop it. Stop it. Because I'm telling you, I'm coming for you. Leave Bobby Brown alone. And Robin, with all due respect, my sister, you shouldn't have anything to say about Bobby and Whitney. Bobby and Whitney loved each other. And their problem that they had more than anything in this world was other people interfering in their marriage and wouldn't let them have peace. Wouldn't let them have peace. And you can't do that to a couple that is married.
And in my case, I'm somewhere with 99% humidity. Mama fight.
5 years ago, on the eve of the Grammys, came the shocking news that music superstar Whitney Houston was found dead in her hotel suite at the Beverly Hilton.
Miss Houston's body was pulled from the bathtub.
She was found face down in a water-filled bathtub with drugs nearby. So what happened to that now infamous hotel room here at the Beverly Hilton? Whitney Houston was an icon with such a huge following. You'd think that room might become a magnet for tourists. But the hotel made sure that didn't happen.
This one is where she actually died. Notice they took the number off the door.
In this YouTube video, a fan searches for Houston's room weeks after her death and discovers the number 434 has been removed. The $500 a night suite that looked much like this one was reportedly taken out of rotation after the hotel was overwhelmed by requests from guests to stay there. But look what our producer found this week.
434.
The number 434 is back. The Beverly Hilton told us, out of respect to the family and fans of Whitney, all original contents and furnishings of the guest room where she stayed were removed, and the space has been thoroughly refreshed.
Look at my body.
When Anna Nicole Smith died from a prescription drug overdose 10 years ago at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, that hotel had a similar dilemma: how to keep curious fans away.
Anna,
A so-called ghost hunter posted this video as he wanders the hallway looking for Anna Nicole's spirit. The room.
Before she became the people's princess, Diana worked as a nanny, making $5 an hour. She would run a load of laundry, she would pick up toys, she would wash dishes. Back in 1980, Mary Robertson was an American businesswoman living in London, and she needed a nanny for her baby son, Patrick. She called a local agency.
I called, asked for a part-time nanny, and the only part-time nanny they had on the books was a young woman named Diana Spencer.
It was 18-year-old Diana who showed up for an interview.
I just fell in love with her. She was wonderful with my child.
Mary had no idea the shy and quiet Diana was actually Lady Diana Spencer, an aristocrat from one of England's oldest families. Mary soon found a clue under the couch, a deposit slip from Diana's bank.
It said Lady Diana Spencer, and it was a deposit slip for Coots and Company. And because I worked in finance, I knew that Coots was the banker for the aristocracy and the royal family.
So how did Diana react when her cover was blown?
This is really impressive, Diana. I mean, the title, the family history. What did she say? She said, "Oh, that. Would you like me to take Patrick out for a walk now?" And that was the beginning and the end of it.
It's hard to get racing VPNs. If the open road.
Now, with that battle over a new Princess Diana documentary, it includes secret tapes never shown in Britain, Princess Diana's friends and family trying to block broadcast. Davison to the Roberts show with the story. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning, George. This film is causing quite an uproar amongst Diana's family and her admirers because it reveals unguarded and private conversations. And 20 years after her death, hounded by the paparazzi, some are seeing it as yet another cruel betrayal of a vulnerable princess. Just 6 days before the debut of the British Channel 4 documentary Diana in Her Own Words, friends of the late princess speaking out against its release, saying the personal tapes in the film
It's her now. To Princess Diana. It's been 25 years since her death in Paris. Her brother Charles Spencer sharing this photo of a flag flying at half-staff above their ancestral home. Meghan Rulli, doing this right now from King's Palace with more on how her sons are carrying on this legacy. Morning, Maggie.
Hey, Cecilia, good morning. Yeah, so many people remember exactly where they were, exactly what they were doing the moment they found out that Princess Diana had died. Now, 25 years later, a quarter of a century, her memory still lives on. 25 years ago, Princess Diana's death shocked the world and rocked the British monarchy. She is remembered. Flowers and tributes at her former home, Kensington Palace, and at the Alma Bridge in Paris, the seat of her tragic death. Her brother, Charles Spencer, hosting a poignant. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died. Queen Elizabeth has been monarch of the United Kingdom and head of the Commonwealth nations since 1952. She surpassed Queen Victoria, her great-great-grandmother, to become the longest reigning British monarch in 2015. And in 2022, Britain celebrated Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee in honor of 70 years on the throne. But before that, on the 21st of April, 1926, she was born Her Royal Highness Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary of York, first child of Prince Albert and Lady Elizabeth, then styled the Duke and Duchess of York. Princess Elizabeth was expected to live a relatively normal, if privileged, life, but all that changed when King Edward VIII abdicated the throne of England.
When your task takes a toll on your lips, that's a job for O'Keefe's Lip Repair. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips.
Just hours before Queen Elizabeth's death, a beautiful double rainbow appeared over Buckingham Palace.
The crowds gathered, and the most significant change, of course. The flagpole above Buckingham Palace, where the Union flag has now been lowered.
As people gathered outside the gates to await news about the monarch's condition, they witnessed the phenomenon, which appeared after dark clouds and rainfall turned into bursts of sunshine, many calling it a sign of good news to come, while others think it symbolizes Her Majesty crossing the Rainbow Bridge. But not long after that stunning sky, Buckingham Palace revealed the Queen had died, surrounded by family.
Look back at the career of Hollywood director William Friedkin, a man who thrilled and terrified us. Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman.
It were the box office hits that made hear the song all the time. You hear everybody clap your hands.
Chicago's own DJ Casper, an icon and visionary, leaving behind a song that brings people together from all walks of life. He invited me to his home in May to reflect on his dynamic career and the slide that made him a legend. It is an international sensation. Did you ever think it would be this big?
No. When I first did it, I did it as an aerobic exercise for my nephew and Valley. From there, it just took off. Elroy Smith from WGCI grabbed a hold of it. I have one of the biggest songs that's played in all stadiums: hockey, basketball, football, baseball. They played it at the Olympics. It was just something, that everybody could do.
DJ Casper has performed his popular line dance all over the world.
I was touring with Jamie Brown.
Wow. But everything came to a halt when the icon was diagnosed with cancer.
They diagnosed me in 2016 with two forms of cancer, which is renal and neuroendocrine, which is kidney and liver. So they went in to try to do surgery, and they found out that the kidney was connected to the main artery. So they decided not to do it. They decided to just treat it.
His battle brought waves of challenges over the years. Most recently, Casper shared with me that he was having trouble eating and was losing a lot of weight.
I used to weigh 236 pounds, and I think I'm about 60 pounds lost. If you know me, you know I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to go. I will continue to go till I can't go.
The sentencing for rapper Tory Lanez resumes today after an hours-long court proceedings postponed it. Tory was found guilty in December for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet and injuring her. This happened in 2020. His defense attorneys filed a motion for a new trial, but a judge denied it. ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer is joining us for more on this. Now, Brian, yesterday the judge said that he received 76 letters in support of Tory Lanez, and that several people even read statements in court, including the mother of his child. There's a chaplain at the jail. It is time now for the tea, where we break down some of the buzzy stories that people are talking about. And our friend Will Gans is here to help us out this morning. Well, I feel like you have really good news. People that love murders in the building.
Yeah, and I am one of those people. In fact, Kate, good morning and welcome to the tea. So happy to have you. The Only Murders in the Building is back today, and happy Only Murders in the Building Day also celebrates Steve Martin, Arthur Short, and Selena Gomez are back for season 3, which premieres today. And we have a brand new look at this season. This is really happening.
Sentencing today for Tory Lanez, the man convicted of shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion.
The hearing has been going on all day. It's not over yet. Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero live for us now at the courthouse in downtown LA to explain what's going on. Christian?
Mark Giovanna, this is going to be a 2-day sentencing hearing, if in fact they do get to sentencing tomorrow, which everybody expects that they do. Much like the trial itself, the very loud court of public opinion really just comes down to who you believe more. Moments ago, we heard from the defense attorney, Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, who really doubled down on his client's character, talking about the philanthropic, the charitable work that he's done, how he
She actually was a really big icon here in the town. She was brilliant. She just walked up and down. She talked after us.
Seeking mother, grandfather she had never met, in a family history that she never suspected. Gail Lucasa could not have predicted what she would discover when she decided to dig into her mother's mysterious past. Watch.
This is my mom and dad. As far as I know, my father went to his grave, never knowing my mom's secret. My parents met during World War II. My mom was an absolutely stunningly beautiful woman. My dad, he had a great sense of humor, served in the Pacific. He was very proud of that.
In 1944, after the war, Harold Kalina married Alvera Frederick. They settled in a working-class neighborhood in Parma, Ohio.
In 1946, their daughter Gail was born. Throughout her childhood, Gail says her mother mystified her in some ways.
She was very meticulous about her makeup. She would wear a light foundation makeup to bed at night, which I thought was a little strange. She would never go out in the sun unless she had a wide brimmed hat. She would cover her hands with gloves. Really didn't like to be in the sun.
But Gail says the biggest mystery was her mother's selective memory when talking about her own father, Azimar Frederick.
They said, "Mom, when was he born? When did he die?" "Oh, I don't know. I can't remember."
Growing up, Gail never saw one photo of her grandfather. Finally, in 1995, when she was 48, she decided to search for his identity, combed through microfilm.
At first, I couldn't find him. Then I put in the 1900 Louisiana Census records, and suddenly I see the name Azimar Frederick. There are all these Fredericks in the same house. Then I noticed something else very curious. Next to all their names is the letter B. So go to the head of their column to see what it stands for, and it says race.
With more looks and more ways to play, Dick's House of Sport is the destination to sport your style.
So what's that in black?
Gail wanted to confront her mother, but first she reached out to the state of Louisiana, requesting her mother's birth certificate.
I pretended I was my mother, and I had lost my birth certificate. I opened that birth certificate, and there in parentheses were 3 letters, COL. So I wrote to the state again and said, my birth certificate said COL. Would you please explain to me what that means? They sent me a very official letter back, and they said COL is for colored. I just was speechless. I didn't know. My mother knew, but I'm thinking, how could she not know this? And why has she never said anything to me?
We're joined now by Gail Lukasik, who has written about her mother's secret past in a new book, White Like Her. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you here. So you did finally work up the nerve to ask your mother about this birth certificate. It took you 2 years, but you finally sat down with her. You knew it had to be face to face.
Yes, it had to be. This is not a conversation you have with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you asked her why she's listed as full colored on the birth certificate.
I did. I told her I found a birth certificate. It said colored. And she became very indignant with me. And she said, I don't know what birth certificate you have, but mine says I'm white. So I thought, well, wait a minute. So I said, Mom, I have some other documents that I could show you. The census records, your father's listed as black. And I have a letter from the state of Louisiana saying that COL means colored. She got very quiet. And she's sitting in this large chair. It almost seemed like the chair was swallowing her because she got very small. And she looked at me and she said, you have to promise me you will never tell anyone until after I die. And then she said, because how will I hold my head up with my friends if they know?
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was 1997 when I confronted her.
So she had spent her adult life passing.
Yes.
A term you use in the book. Can you tell the audience what that is?
She was passing for white. My mother, if you look at the photographs of her, she visually does look white. But on her, birth certificate and the census record, she's listed as colored or black. So when she decided to marry my father, who, by the way, is white, she moved north to Ohio. And from that moment on, she took on the white race that she passed. She went from being designated black to being designated white.
You write in the book about that moment you saw COL and understood that to mean full colored, and write about it as the day I found out I wasn't who I thought I was.
Yes.
What did you go through upon this realization?
The initial discovery was 1995 when I was at the Family History Center. I always think about this. I walked into that Family History Center, a white woman, totally convinced I was a white woman. And I walked out of there and I didn't know what I was. Wow. I didn't know if I was mixed race. I didn't know if I was black, if I was still white. I had no idea. It was shocking to me.
it's like finding out you're another person that you didn't know.
Right. And your mom is another person. I know you write in the book about how you feel now in retrospect. She left clues for you like little breadcrumbs through the forest. And we're going to talk about what some of those were, along with the fact that Gail says her own dad was a bigot and her mom knew it. We'll get into that next. Now, a family gossip. She discussed county family when she uncovered her mother's secret. Her mom had an African American father, a mixed race mother, and she had run away from her past and had been passing as white since she was a young woman. Gail, thank you again. So, talk about those clues like breadcrumbs you wrote about.
Well, my mother had some quirky habits that as a child, you accept your mother's quirky habits, right? That's my mother. She would never went out into the sun unless she had a hat on, many times gloves. So she avoided the sun. And she never wanted to visit home, which I thought was odd. I asked her one time, can we visit your family in New Orleans? And no, it would depress me too much to visit home. And here's the strangest one for me is that she always wore makeup to bed, a little light foundation. And as I got older, I did question that. I said, Mom, how come you wear makeup to bed? And she said, well, Gail, you never know if you'd get sick in the middle of the night and the ambulance would come and you always want to look your best because you'll get treated better at the hospital. It's like, oh, okay.
All right. That's something to think about. So now your mom decides to pass as white before she married your dad, but she marries your dad, who's in the army.
Right.
And you write openly in the book about how he was a bigoted man.
He was. I think he was a typical man of his generation and his upbringing. He was bigoted at home. He would, if he saw something on television that inspired him, he might use a racial slur, or if he saw something in the newspaper. And so
imagine how that made her feel.
I think she would say like, oh, hell, you really shouldn't talk that way. But she wasn't like, oh, you cannot talk that way. It's more, because she couldn't.
Right. You think there's a reason. There's a reason she was measured.
I think she had to, dial it back a little because she didn't want to give herself away.
So after she said to you, you have to keep the secret until I die, you did. So for 17 more years, your mom lived. You never talked about it again.
I tried. On several occasions, I tried to bring it up with her, either in person or on the telephone, and she just would say something like, oh, how are the kids? She refused to talk about it.
She didn't want to go there. But you write in the book that what she had chosen to do, pass, the core issue of passing right is it's not becoming what you pass for, but it's about losing what you pass away from.
Yes.
Explain that.
Yeah. And, I know my mother wanted a better life for herself. And the way she saw that was to pass for white, that she would have more opportunities, employment wise, or just in society in general. So I think, but to do that, she had to turn her back on her mixed race heritage. She had to leave family behind. So it was a sacrifice to do that. And she could never live her truly authentic self. She could never be herself.
She isolated herself.
She did.
Away from her entire family and away from her own history. And she wasn't the only one in her family to deal with this. Her brother Homer. Tell us what happened to Homer.
Well, when I was doing all my research, I sent away for Uncle Homer's birth certificate, and I was surprised because on his birth certificate, St. Aaron's, he's listed as white. Then I sent away for his death certificate because I want to do all my research, and on his death certificate, he's listed as black. So he comes into the world white and he dies black. I don't know how that works.
Well, Gail's research led her to some very surprising discoveries. And we're going to meet the rest of Gail's newfound family when we come back.
Hello, today, fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the.
When rights are under attack, we show up.
Welcome to Zulu, a shop in paradise for deals on every scroll.
What a house. I thought. When you first saw, so a friend of yours saw Gail on.
Here we go with Kiana Nakasik, who recently discovered she has a whole new family after uncovering her mother's secret. Her mother was living as a white woman, but was mixed race. Joining us now, Gail's half uncle, Azimar Frederick, and her half cousin, Stephanie Frederick. Welcome to you both. Thank you. So the crux of the book is Gail's search for information about her mom's dad, Azimar. And she has great difficulty finding a photo of him, figuring out what, because your mom's mom was in your life and she looked white. Yes. But your mom's dad was not really in your life and you didn't know much about him. No. Well, you are that man's son. Your granddad was a Zemar. You're a Zemar. Right. He had a second family after the family he started with Gail's mom, and there were 5 kids.
Riley Keough opens up about the status of her relationship with her grandmother, Priscilla Presley, after Riley was named the sole trustee of her late mom, Lisa Marie Presley's estate.
She's so level-headed. I love her, and she's much further advanced than I ever was.
The actress covers Vanity Fair's latest issue, and inside the mag, she recalls her mom's untimely death.
She always knew she wouldn't be here too long. Now she is home where she always belonged, but my heart is missing her.
Lisa, the only child of Elvis Presley, died in January at 54 years old from bowel obstruction due to complications from a previous bariatric surgery. Riley says Lisa's unexpected death sent her family into a state of chaos.
Our heart's broken with some.
Everyone was in a bit of a panic to understand how we moved forward, and it just took a minute to understand the details of the situation because it's complicated. Riley explains that there's a huge business side to their family, and they needed clarity on how to handle it in the wake of Lisa Marie's death.
Of course, been taking into consideration what Lisa Marie wanted. And Lisa Marie clearly wanted Riley to take over her estate and any business aspects therein.
A legal dispute ensued when Priscilla contested the authenticity and validity of Riley's appointment as sole trustee of her late mom's estate. But last week, Riley won the legal battle, telling Vanity Fair clarity has been had, adding that things with her grandma will be happy. They've never not been happy. Anything that would suggest otherwise in the press makes me sad because at the end of the day, all she wants is to love and protect Graceland and the Presley family and the legacy. That's her whole life.
It is huge, to live under the light of someone as big as Elvis. It's a big responsibility.
As for Priscilla, she has shut down any speculation of a rift in the family, telling ET in a statement in May that they are stronger than ever. Lisa Marie sold off most of the Elvis estate in 2004, but kept the family home.
It's absolutely 100% mine. Always has been mine, Graceland. Always will be. And it's no longer mine. It was my children's.
Now, Riley will own Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee, the home once owned by Elvis, which he gave to Lisa Marie when he died. Elvis is buried in the meditation garden on the property between his grandmother and his father.
Like when I get my first phone, I was watching it because I was in a group. And I was running behind people, so it was like I was watching them get. They went out like, damn, like, yeah, we got 2,000 fish, like, people gonna see. I said, shit, I can do that. I can do that too. So shit, I just perfected the crowd. Started in the living room, what I'm saying, this bushy setup, studio set up in the living room, started to get my first song on call, like, we got bum or something, me and my nigga. That nigga said, we got bum, like, that's his first song, because he knew somebody was going to jail. Nigga, what's gonna be our first song, nigga? We got bond money, nigga, because we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't know this overload, you inside the GGN News Network, and I'm your host with the most finding Nemo, aka Nemo host. And today I got a very special guest up out of Memphis, Tennessee, the motherfucking one and only, my nephew, Moneybag Yoda's bitch.
My bad. You know, man.
Lock and loaded. Well, Moneybag, man, it's my pleasure, my nigga, to see you go from like we said earlier, from the streets to the streets, to see you go from the clubs and mixtapes and the records you have with Megan Thee Stallion and just going to your own motherfucking shit to where like nigga you are top 5 in the game right now. How that is.
It's real good. Like, it's a real blessing to just hear you say it. On top 5. You know what I mean? Been watching. Nigga, been watching you, right?
I seen that when you was in the studio with Pharrell and you played in Waukesha for the first time.
Well,
Yeah, he told you that motherfucker was a hit and how you looked at him like you was looking like this is this nigga been making his since I was a baby and he telling me it's a hit. And what is it?
He told, but then I overlooked it because I had played another record and he was like, this might be the one. Also, you know that song always be the one year today. So it always be the one that we least expect. Every time, like Waukesha was more of a vibe, like it's exactly how I was feeling that day. You know what I'm saying? I just was using the creative, like, I bet I'm talking about what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna put it in perspective that like I'm talking to a woman. You know what I'm saying? So,
And Pharrell grounds you. He said you should have known, nigga. He's a critiquer, meaning that if he said he made it, you know, because he been around so many hits, so many called it. I'm watching the video, I'm watching it on Instagram, I'm like, oh, he off and running there. Pharrell done gave the sauce. See, that's something they wasn't even knowing. When he gave you the sauce, you like, oh, I make hits all the time. Yeah, nigga, you just don't know. You thinking this a hit. But nigga, this the real hit.
no, that's the real hit. So I feel like when you do a project, you gotta give them different vibe. You gotta show them like you versatile. You can't just be stuck in one box. If everybody ain't gonna listen to these guys, well, we talking about live, we talking about doing this and that. We got people that shit like they want to cheat, they want to fight, they got women listening to you. That's how you gravitate. That's how they gravitate to you. You feel me? So that's where I'm at. Like I just feel like I just want to touch all angles. So it's doing something.
You know what I'm tripping off of? One of your first mixtapes called October 20. That's my birthday.
Yeah, you remember that?
That's my birthday.
Right.
Do you know that's my birthday? Why did you call it that? Nigga, that's my birthday. Nigga, that's God, nigga. That's why. Just say that. Just say it from the man up front. That's my day, kind of. That's me, kind of. I'm like, damn, this thing got an album called October 20.
I was like 15.
Yeah, that was like some street shit.
They're like straight like just trying to get it, trying to see what I'm doing, like if they don't like it. And when I drop
your voice too.
exactly. So when I dropped it, October 20th, like the street was like you got something, but just keep working. But you gotta be able to take that in. You can't just like run through. Like, damn, I ain't feeling how I thought they were going. Nah.
Get back in the lab, nigga.
Get back in there, go to work.
Get better. Now what they say. You ain't gotta say shit. They playing you, nigga.
That's right.
It's in their cars, in their house, it's in their everything. But see, you had the willing to understand and listen to your criticism to better yourself, and not take it as I ain't good enough, but I'm good, but I want to be better, and I want to be greater. Fuck this good shit. Next time you niggas say you niggas gonna be saying much.
No, for sure. And then I just be praying on this shit too. Like we gotta keep God and you gotta keep the faith in it. At the same time, so shit.
You know when we say church, when we say church.
Okay, guys. Oh Lord, I got charged just off my computer. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the live stream here because I gotta charge the laptop. But I love y'all so much and hope y'all will. I'll be back later on, but like I said, I come out with new YouTube episodes every day at 4 p.m. because, Monday through Thursday, I'll be at Robinson Community College. And today is Tuesday, August 8th. I have 2 more days to go for school, so that'll be Wednesday and Thursday. But I love y'all so much. I will be back after the computer charges. And like I said, whoever wants to buy the first copy of my book with Miss Leolah Brown, it's called My Sister's Keeper, and it'll be $20. Like I said, the price goes up, and the highest price it can be is $30. So, but that won't be until I at least sell 2 copies. Well, a copy. But yeah, Bye, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.